caring for our architectural heritage. Learners will explain why it is important to keep the Bahamas clean, name some of the historical buildings in the Bahamas, and list the countries that attacked the Bahamas in the past. Our environment includes our cities and towns, our villages. These are part of the Bahamas' environment. In the Bahamas, we have many buildings which are an important part of our history. Bahamians and visitors alike learn more of our history by visiting these buildings. Our forts. What are forts? Forts are structures that are built to protect a country. And therefore, the Bahamas over the centuries was attacked and invaded by the Spaniards, the French, the English, and the Americans. The Bahamian citizens needed protection in the 17th and the 18th centuries. Therefore, forts were built. At various times, parts of these forts have been destroyed and rebuilt. So what we see today is a jigsaw or pieces from different centuries. Our first fort is Fort Charlotte. Our second fort is Fort Montague. Our third fort is Fort Finn Castle. We recall that the Loyalists were one of our earliest settlers to the Bahamas. Many of the buildings in the Bahamas are private homes. Some are churches and other places of worship. These are built or were built during the era of the Loyalists. They are now viewed as historical buildings. There are a number of these buildings that need special care. Several in Nassau are more than 200 years old. Let's say, example, the Deanery on Cumberland Street. Many of these historical buildings have been restored. Restoration is carried out by the owner. Private and public institutions also help. The Bahamas National Trust makes the public aware of the importance of preserving our historical buildings. They encourage the owners of these buildings to preserve them for future generations. St. Matthew Church is another architectural structure. Here's another view of St. Matthew's. Christ Church Cathedral, another one built by the Loyalists along with St. Matthew's Church. Another view of Christ Church. Balcony House, another architectural structure by the Loyalists. This is Parliament Square. Remember, Parliament was increased by the Loyalists when they came. Grey Cliff is another architectural structure by the Loyalists. Now we have Vendue House, which now is Pompeii Museum. This used to be the place where slaves came to be auctioned when they arrived in the Bahamas. Now this building has been restored and now looks like this. We have another architectural structure, which is the lighthouse at Hopetown in Abaco. We have the old jailhouse and also on Abaco. St. John's, the Loyalist Church in Harbour Island. This is one of the Loyalist house on Abaco in the Keys. Nassau Public Library, another architectural structure by the Loyalists. Government House, another historical building. Royal Victoria Hotel, it was torn down recently, but was another historical building. The Deanery that we alluded to earlier. Remember, it is better in the Bahamas. That has been our slogan for many years. This is the Ministry of Tourism slogan created to encourage visitors to share our beautiful islands. But are we doing our best to keep our islands clean? Let's keep our environment clean. In spite of many cleanup campaigns and appeals not to drop litter, people still drop litter everywhere. Our beaches are spread with cans, bottles, plastics, and paper. New laws have been passed to stop the dumping of litter and garbage, and offenders can be taken to court for not keeping their premises clean. The best way to keep our island clean, though, is for us to do our part. This has been our lesson on our architectural structure, our architectural heritage.